Anthony Jeffries had banished Gary Glitter to Cuba for infecting the world with his banal rock, he began to scheme against the mods for actually accepting the nonsense. Finally, he formed a plot. A plot so horrible that none in England could even begin to comprehend. He ordered the best plastic surgeons of the day to make him a man out of nothing. Well, close to nothing. Late they worked into the night. Molding and sewing. And drilling. After they placed the mask upon the man, he reached glam perfection. Then he summoned the gods of the music industry and asked them to bestow upon his creation all of their infinite knowledge, as well as any gifts they should like to present to the rising star. So there, in a place secret to all paparazzi and adoring fans, they assembled to unveil their gifts. Mark Bolan taught him to sing. Mick Ronson gave him platform boots to boost his ego. Susie Sue granted him a feather boa. Freddie Mercury gave him glitter. And finally, Iggy Pop gave him a strange box that he forbade him ever opening, but did not tell him why. Then Iggy took him to the one who was to be his wife, Cherry Vanilla, who was much grieved over her brother Gary Glitter's absence, and said,
Mr. Jeffries is positively horrified at the disgrace you've been through, with Gary being a bad musician and all. But don't fret, he doesn't blame you, and to prove it, he is giving you a present. This is David. He's going to be the next big thing, you know? But he's yours. Fairest of them all.
So Cherry and David will wed. I do.
And with that note, you may now write the bride.
David danced and sang and squandered all the money away. So basically, he was the happiest of men, for he had nothing to do. But along with the freedom came one of man's worst enemies, boredom. And only one thing could distract him from the void. That was the box. First he kept it on a table so his friends could be jealous of it. But he began to be jealous of it as well, for he knew not how to answer their queries of what was inside. Since he couldn't control himself, he took the box from its place and hid it away in a closet. But it seemed to follow him around. Appearing wherever he went to taunt him. He kept making excuses to pet the box.
Oh my, it's dusty. Oh, I'm so dusty.
He would do these things before controlling himself, pushing the box away to pout. Finally, he took the box and buried it. He roped the box shut and pushed it into the earth to rest, piling it over with dirt. When Cherry came home from work, she found him covered in mud, his hair in disarray. But all David would say was,
I've been gardening?
Cherry was shocked, to say the least.
But David,
She said,
but you don't even like to go outside.
Late that night, when Cherry was asleep, for supporting two is always difficult for one, David crept outside. The moon was full and the garden was filled with its light. But the light seemed somehow to be sinister, goading him to do what he knew to be wrong. He began to dig.
I've got to get it back.
He cried to the sky.
I'll die without it.
He knew this to be irrational, for one doesn't need a box to survive. Carrie stirred in her sleep.
What's going on?
She mumbled before getting rid of the thought to return to her slumber. David unearthed the box, ripping the bindings away from it. He trembled in anticipation, for Iggy always gave presents that seemed to hold the very meaning of life itself. Hand shaking, he undid the latches and pulled up the lid. The object in the box begged to be held, so David complied. Sound burst from the box, deafening him with a noise that none on Earth had ever experienced before. The noise only got louder, escaping the box and winging its way into the wide world. He quickly slammed the box shut. But what was it that escaped the box? The deadly creature was music, bringing with it all the ills of mankind. Pride, hate, repression, prejudice, anger, slander, and all of their disgusting relatives. When they left the box, they went in all directions, letting none escape their wrath. They infested every home and brought pain to whoever was there under the roof. But with the music came one good. That was hope. For where there is a musical revolution, there is pain and denial and anger at all those involved. But there is also hope. Hope for a new day and a new way of life. Hope for change, a change for the better, and love. But things could have been much worse for poor David and the rest of mankind. For one creature did not escape the box. He shut the lid just in time to prevent it coming too early. It was the most dangerous of all the evils in the world. If it had escaped, no one would have survived. Misfortune would have covered the earth, and all would have been in agony. This spite's name was Disco. With Disco, no hope was possible, and it all would have come to an end. For man cannot live with such an audible and pervasive disease. For though man can bear unending suffering, Disco coming early would have destroyed them all.